showroom yetu nigo engale iyuerengia na boigo ekogokiriso yao chingaki ogoswasa yiga kurigiriria amabati yiga ntubwate etime tembo abo bagokora imirimo ase showroom yiga babwate chingoro chingiye chugo kwarigania na boigo cyo tebererie kindi kinsi uraganie bagotebererie company ya mabati rolling mills niko babwate amabati chingenjo ao ayuare ye chikala ao na boigo ayuiga bwate chi net gauges au bunabono mbabwate normal corrugated na boigo box corrugated asibigo babwate boomerang ayuari ayechi gauge emerongetato asama mabati ali ayechi gauge emerongibere na Isano na isato mbabwate tile profiles alia au oriental elegantal versatile gross na boigo na versatile mat MRM niko babwate lifestyle ayuago chana roman jinko na boigo web design mabati ligani kabwate chikala bunabone lia chako gray brick red tile red maroon sky blue na boigo na green obutambe bwe mabati liga niko bokolengana amo nukuganya gwe customer mbabwate bintu bindi boigo ebyo ochikunyara kabo gutumika chinga gicho gwakeranya mabati liga ase nyumba yao tutari rero ase ouru MRM showroom onyare kabo gukwerera amabati yu akomenya segeka ayo uchanye warrant na boigo ayo orakoberwa ikasure asobwango eduke yiga ya ouru superstores yego toka se enyumba ya ouru complex imiyo mucyo gobusongo iyo erangene eduka ya Safaricom boigo ngotuka bari ase nyumba ya JM Towers iyo ere angene bengi ya Credit Bank asamange bakere simgwetera se namba chabo 0111161500 Ouru Superstores, the people's choice, guaranteed lowest prices. Karibu nyumbani.
Zuku, home of quality entertainment with reliable internet and affordable satellite TV across the country. For $29.99, get your satellite TV dish and decoder with strong signal. Enjoy crystal clear channels, kids shows, sports, local dramas, Nollywood, Nat Geo, and more for $4.50 per month.
Jumatatu tariki 3 mwezi nyine yuko mina rimu mwaka no yuwechiri ubere 2025 mwanje burigerere yacyaragire Chinsa Isano na Ibere chinga kito ikirase mese Ekeonga tokoretere amajabu nagenderere wateka osebuna achakire wateka ritkeri gari Jumatatu anemono chinga ki aboro kiwa bekirase ge 12 meyense ya Kenya bachaka amatemu aba manene a KCSE ritskori arero imambia rero nigo bachaka no mori wege songo risakarari tangani gose English paper 1 chengoro wakatri Nyaboga Vanessa Nyaboga kuraso muno abu imanyerio makwis kuri studio akabere nera kone kebuna chibichechi na boiga mariogi ko ikirachira senchira yo boikirano natugo chaka ritukuri rero School Jones Church Secondary meyensi ya Kenya nigo chacha kabene amatemye kirasike 12 gose KCSE muwaziri wechsemi Moske Julius Migoso Gamba mambia rero nigo ara umorobiri kuigura container ya matemu imeye county area ya Kwale umwaka yiga 2025 nigo aboro kiwa kwetani akiri buchimi kianda na merongo kianda barachiye gokora amatemu abo yekirasi Ekeonga 12 ukwana korwa county ya Kwale migosi nigo aruge kuregetini ochase bari barachiye konyorekana ba kuibera amatemu ayo.
When the main heavy theory exams for KCSE starts. For the last 2 weeks, we've been undertaking the examination across the country for both KPSEA and KJSEA, and also KCS practicals, which have gone smoothly without any instances. KPSEA was completed on Thursday, 30th of October, and KJSEA is being completed today as we start KCSE, which will run up to 21st of November this year. We anticipate that KPSEA and KJSEA's results will be released in December, and KCSE results will be released in January. Ladies and gentlemen, we have had the largest number this year of students undertaking these examinations, a total of over 3.4 million of them. 2.4 being KJSEA and KPSEA, and around 996,078 being KCSE. So KCSE begins today. It will run up to 21st as I've indicated. And as a ministry through NEC, we put in place measures to ensure that there is a smooth administration of this cycle of exams. Our teams, field officers, center managers, supervisors, invigilators, and everybody else that we are working with, including teams from the national government through the Ministry of Interior, teams from ICT, teams from the Teacher Service Commission, are all working together using the multi-agency approach to ensure that all these examinations are undertaken in a commendable and clean manner. Because we are discouraging, as always, we are discouraging anyone engaging in any sort of malpractice or irregularity during this examination period. NEC, through the ministry and other players, has put a lot of security measures in this year's examinations.
Checho migosi niga kwanera oburendi chinga kiechiga chamatemu agendrete asateba kero mworo kiwa niga raewe sakaria diaje beneria matemu riribwate ebicha yaya na boigo amarietaye onsi migosi niga teba onde tayo orachi wanchiro goso ase chiskuru gosa samatemu yaga korra kabwate esimi gose karine kamera buninchira ya moyo gukora obuibi goso bongainereria bwa matemu.
For instance, all the papers, all the scripts are individualized. They have the student's name, they have the student's photo, and they have the student's code, including their number. But what is most important is that we have two portions to the script. The first portion that has the details of the student. Once the student has put in their details, it is then perforated, it's plaqued and packed in a separate container, and the main script only has a code. So that as at the time the examiners will be marking, they will not know whose script they are marking, or from where that script comes from, or from which school, or from which region. What that anonymization does is to ensure that there is no bias during the marking, so that the results then become 100% credible as the proper result of that particular student. That's one feature that is so special this time, that ensures that no student is unfairly discriminated during the marking. Ladies and gentlemen, further, we have ensured that when you are going into the exam room or the center where the exams are being undertaken, the center manager has been advised on who is actually allowed to get into that space. So it's not everybody who would go into the school where examination is taking place. And because of this individualization, we have indicated that nobody should enter those spaces with a phone or any recording instrument, And if that were to happen, then it is easier to identify who the culprit is. What this does, it helps us going forward, not to punish the whole school or the whole class, but to punish individuals who are actually involved in malpractice. We've had a discussion with the Office of Prosecutor, ODPP, and we've agreed and they are ready in the event of anybody being found engaging in any sort of malpractice or irregularity, legal action will be taken against them, criminal charges will be preferred, and the process of them going through that court process and they found guilty, being jailed will then be part and parcel of it. And once that is done, and if it's a teacher or anybody who's working in the ministry, they will not be able to come back to the profession or to the ministry. So action will be serious action will be taken against those who will be found.
Na ekero chinsemo emergency ya Kenya chigenderete konyora embura enyingi mwaziri migosi niga kwanira umuchando bo kwanyuka kwerira baga imeye bunge ya Marakwet East obotuko bugokera ejumamosi ase ange abantu 30 basiria amagima abo nabandi gotiwa chinne chinkoma chintindi migosi nigateba umoro kiwa oyomo oyorero birigo chakamate mwaye yekirasi 12 na ritkoria rero nigatigetune chinkoma chintindi asako bako kwaye wokobe na nigo ari ase nyagitari ase wizara yoborendi boime kobotrana ne wizara yesemi yarobere enchira ara ikirwa matemu ya nyagitari anyareka konyakorera asensemeyo nase chinsemo chire embure nyinge gendrete goto anemone county ya Trans Nzoia migosi nigatebire babwatirane ne wizara yoborendi boime kobe na boy babekire mirobiro kwanekia buna enchira amatemu ara ikere aborko bari ase county yu echio gose chinsemecho.
On Saturday 1st in Marakwet East, there was a landslide rising out of heavy rains, an unfortunate incident where we lost life. We keep condoling with the families and praying that those who are injured will have a quick recovery. In that incident, we had one student who was hurt. She was hurt on the left hand. She's at MTRH, and arrangements have been made for her paper to be taken to the hospital so that she can do her paper from that place. Also, we made logistical arrangements to ensure that exam papers reach the schools that have been affected, and we have put in place a number of choppers who are on standby in Eldred and that are delivering those exam papers this morning, including other areas like Trans Nzoia where it rained heavily yesterday. So that process is being done. Logistics have been put in place to ensure that at least each and every school gets the materials so that they can take the examinations without any challenges. Our intention, our plan, our strategy is to ensure that no child, no learner, these 996,078 misses doing the examinations during this time. So we put logistics in place as a government to ensure that each and every one of them at least does their exams. Here in Kwale, fortunately the weather is good. We do not anticipate any logistical problems. We've just opened the container here and distributed all the materials to the schools. The security teams are here ready to go to the schools and distribute, and we're going to go to Kwale High School here just to see the start of the first paper this morning.
Togendrete kurigereria kogendera kwa matemu ayo togende wika ase county ya Nyamira. Ritkoria rero nigo amatemu akejise gosa amatemu yigire dikiregia kianda aika oseara ache goika omwerio nakurwa ase county ya Nyamira nigo omwaziri wetsemi kurwa sensemo eyo osomo director wetsemi me county yo Joshua Kaga ainekire buna amatemu ayo nigo abereka gokorekana ase nchira erenge kurenda abaro kwa babere nigo baba kora matemo abo ase chinyagitari nabo igo korwa asense meye oyo kusokwana emambia rero chinga kichoko igora we container ya matemo nigo mo county commissioner we county yo moske erasta simbui akwana nagote abuna amatemo ayo nigo osamatemo yekirasi 12 nigo arachigo chakabya soborindi borachi gotingigwa nakwenekeria abaiboli aborokigwa amona babwatani bonse betsemi oborindi chinga kichiga cha matemo asebo igo bakwanera aborko babira abanyaruka kurwase skuru nene ya Sironga abo baborete matuko makeiga aitere korende nigo ainekeria abantu unaborke wabo banyorekane no nigo barase skuru yo na nimbacha kama matemo aboritkuria rero
Nasema tu ni shule zote zinafanya mtihani kwa siku ya leo. Kwa ufupi ni kwamba tuko na candidates 21,611 wakiwemo wasichana 10,832 na pia wale vijana wa kiume ni 10,779. Vituo ni 195 ikiwemo 4 vya kibinafsi na 191 ambavyo ni vya umma. Kituo tuko na askari wawili ambao wanachunga hiyo mitihani, na hivyo ni kwamba tuko na askari kama 290 ambao wamewekwa kwa hizi vituo kwa minajili ya kuchunga hii mitihani.
Hapa Nyamira last week kama hiyo KJSEA tulikuwa na cases mbili. Moja ilikuwa Nyamira North, mtoto akafanyia mtihani kwa hospitali huko Nyamira North, na ingine tukawa na mtoto wa Masaba North akawa amekuwa kwa hospitali na ile huko Dagoretti, na tunaweza kupanga na akafanyia mtihani huko Dagoretti. Tulikutana na ofisa wetu wa elimu Dagoretti akampigia mtihani. Otherwise for now ni hizo cases mbili tu ambazo zimefanyika za KJSEA,
lakini kuna moja ilikuwa imefanyika kwa Sironga Girls ambapo wasichana wawili walikuwa wanatoweka, lakini hatimaye wamepatikana, wameregeshwa na wanaendelea na mitihani yao kama kawaida.
Tagenderete kurigereria enseme yo yechisemi mwaziri wechisemi Muska Julius Migosi Ogamba nigo akwanire omugiro wechi election gosaba kore mirimo ase University oyo oroche emetinye Ibere boniga gukwana imambia rero kora kwale Migosi niga teba ritkora ankyo nache gokora egekaro nababwatani kuri byombe byonse bire inse yabakora imirimo bechi University gose waso erio bachikoregereria chinchera barakore omugiro yo wechi lecturer gosaba kora imirimo bechi University omugiro oremalire amasomo ase University.
Mnajua vizuri kwamba the university crisis started in September, and the university crisis had 3 issues. One of the issues was on the CBA of 21-25, whose amount of 2.73 billion, which fell in the financial year 25-26 and was supposed to be paid in July, had not been paid, as at the time the notice of strike was issued in September. The second issue they had was on a CBA of 2017-2021. The CBA of 2017-2021 was a CBA of 16.8 billion. 8.8 billion had been paid, but SRC then indicated that there was a balance of 624 when the unions indicated that there was a balance of 7.9 billion. But tomorrow we are in Parliament with them, so we'll be meeting there with Parliament, officers from the Ministry, officers from Treasury, officers from the unions, and we'll brainstorm together and see whether we can come to an agreement tomorrow. In the meantime, the 12 universities that are completely not teaching, some of the senates have made a decision to close, including JKUAT, which closed yesterday, and others are meeting to assess the situation of the students, because they've not been in class for almost 50 days, to make a decision on whether to close or not. But as a government, we are doing something to resolve that challenge, because it's a challenge that is life, but it's a challenge that is on our table through past non-decision making, and which is what we do not want to do now. So for this particular government, we want to resolve that issue so that in future we don't have lecturers going on strike every other time. So that's really the challenge that we have, but we are working towards resolving, and I want to encourage the unions to consider the offer that the government has.
Mwancho murigirira chiabutukire chiteke 12 iguru Chinsa Isano na Ibere chiabono morogo chiabono mubaso nara yokure Ekeonga Chinsa Isano na Ibere asinchira yo wenge korende chikoroga 10 ningira nege yankoretera yo muna yanda asinchira yo wenge boygo twaro burigirira buropi.
Eduka yobomo ya Uhuru Superstores Limited nero eduka echolide ili kubatuka chirangi cha Crown Paints eyure company nambe yemo eyokorose chirangi meyense liga ya Kenya. Crown Paints nigo emanyira sokoro isya ebintu biriya bikomanya seka ngo kwanira chirangi echo boyiko chire chichi brand ao echo chire chingi ya kirage chirangi chiga nigo chire chibirengo ao punabono mbabwate chirangi cyo gwakwa imeye nyumba isiko ye nyumba chire chikomentre nigwa amavuta yani oil na bwigo chiriya chia mache inyuranga chirangi chiga nigo chire kurwase chire chiri guririke iriya gatigati bwekarigori iriya bantabatinu bwigo imeya Uhuru Superstores nero eduka yuka iyo bwate emixer iyo bwochoganya chirangi wikabunuraganye bwochoganire erangi ga aseduke yiga ya Uhuru Superstores na bwokwege namuna ekale aho watagete nigo kwa yenyora bwikirano tutarire rero elibwe nyorere abamanyi nabwigo enekenga enyumba yao use asomanyete use chire chibyasara nchibwa tokorelekana okuya na ayonsi nigo araikirane ekero otumikite chirangi cha Crown Paints eduke yiga ya Uhuru Superstores ugiye gutoka se enyumba ya Uhuru Complex imeyumuchuyi go musongo eyuerange neduka ya Safaricom mwigo ngotuka bari ase nyumba ya JM Towers eyuere angene bengi ya Credit Bank asamange bakere simbwetera seti namba chabo 0111161500 Uhuru Superstores, the people's choice, guaranteed lowest prices. Karibu nyumbani. Amone